Imagine, if you will, a place nestled in the very heart of Italy. Here, in the celebrated region of Tuscany, lies a city often whispered about, but not always seen. This is Prato. It is a place where history is not confined to museums, but is etched into the very stones of its streets and the foundations of its ancient walls. For centuries, it has sat quietly, cradled between the bustling metropolis of Florence and the gentle slopes of the Apennine Mountains. It is a city that has mastered the art of living, balancing a rich medieval past with a vibrant modern pulse. We are about to embark on a journey, a gentle flight, to see this remarkable place from a perspective few ever witness. Our journey today is not one of haste. It is an invitation to slow down, to breathe, and to simply observe. The ascent is gentle, almost imperceptible. The ground falls away slowly, as if reluctant to let us go. The sounds of the world below begin to soften, the chatter of voices and the hum of traffic blending into a single distant murmur. We are rising now, climbing into the vast open canvas of the Tuscan sky. The air here feels different, cooler and cleaner. As we gain altitude, the sun, our constant companion in this journey, begins its work. Its light filters through the morning haze, casting a warm, golden glow across the landscape. The shadows are long and soft, defining the contours of the land and the shapes of the buildings with a gentle touch. This is the magical hour, a time when the world seems to be holding its breath. The colors are deep and rich. The terracotta reds of the rooftops seem to burn with an inner fire, and the greens of the distant hills are lush and vibrant. From this height, we can begin to appreciate the city's unique position in the landscape. Prato is not an isolated urban island. It is intrinsically connected to the nature that surrounds it. To the north, the foothills of the Apennines begin their gentle rise, their slopes cloaked in forests of oak and chestnut. To the south, the plains of the Arno River Valley stretch out towards Florence. The city sits at this confluence, a hub of human activity nestled within a cradle of natural beauty. Now we drift directly over the historic heart of Prato. From this altitude, the city transforms into a breathtaking mosaic of color and texture. The most striking feature, without a doubt, is the vast, undulating sea of terracotta roof tiles. They stretch in every direction, a warm blanket of reds, oranges, and earthy browns that unifies the entire cityscape. Each tile is a small, humble piece of fired clay, but together they create a spectacle of remarkable harmony. The pattern of the streets below reveals a history of organic growth. Unlike modern cities built on a rigid grid, Prato's old town is a labyrinth of winding lanes and narrow alleys. They twist and turn like ancient riverbeds, following paths laid down centuries ago. From our aerial perspective, we can see how these streets converge on small, sun-drenched piazzas, the city's open-air living rooms where life unfolds in public. These squares are hubs of activity, but from our height, the people moving through them are just tiny specks, part of a slow, deliberate dance. Look closer, and you will see the hidden green spaces tucked away within the dense urban fabric. These are the secret gardens of Prato, private oases concealed behind high stone walls. They are splashes of vibrant green and floral color amidst the terracotta sea, visible only to the birds and to us. Here, a single cypress tree stands like a dark green exclamation mark. There, a courtyard is filled with potted lemon trees and climbing roses. As the sun climbs higher, its light plays across the varied surfaces of the city. It catches the weathered patina of ancient stone, illuminates the faded pastels of painted plaster walls, and glints off the glass of a modern window. Our gentle flight now brings us towards the spiritual and artistic heart of the city, the Cattedrale di Santo Stefano, more simply known as the Duomo of Prato. Even from the air, its presence is commanding. The cathedral stands as a beacon, its distinctive green and white striped marble facade shining brightly in the morning sun. This striking pattern, a hallmark of Tuscan Romanesque architecture, makes it instantly recognizable. It is not a monument of overwhelming size, but of exquisite detail and proportion. One of the Duomo's most remarkable features becomes clear from above: the external pulpit, a masterpiece of the Renaissance sculpted by Donatello and Michelozzo. It juts out from the corner of the facade like an ornate balcony, a stage for one of the city's most sacred relics. This is the Sacra Cintola, or Holy Belt, believed to be the girdle of the Virgin Mary. 5 times a year, the relic is displayed to the faithful from this very pulpit. We can imagine the square below filled with people, their faces turned upwards, a tradition that has connected this community for over 600 years. The pulpit itself is a jewel, its marble panels depicting joyous dancing cherubs, a celebration of life carved in stone. As we circle the cathedral, we see the elegant bell tower, or campanile, rising beside it. Its clean, slender lines provide a vertical counterpoint to the horizontal stripes of the main building. From here, we can see the intricate clock face and the open arches of the belfry, where the ancient bells have marked the passage of time for generations of Pratesi. The entire complex cathedral, campanile, and the adjacent bishop's palace forms a sacred precinct, a tranquil island within the bustling city. The rooftops of the surrounding buildings seem to bow in deference to this central monument, a clear indication of its importance in the city's life and layout. Our aerial path now guides us towards a structure of a very different character. Rising from the city with stark, powerful lines is the Castello dell'Imperatore, the Emperor's Castle. This is a fortress of imposing simplicity and strength. Unlike the decorative Duomo, the castle is all about function and authority. Its massive stone walls, built of pale Albarese limestone, seem to absorb the sunlight rather than reflect it. From above, its square shape and solid, windowless ramparts speak of a military purpose. It is a piece of medieval history dropped into the city, a symbol of imperial power that has stood for nearly 800 years, a silent, watchful guardian. The castle was built in the 13th century for Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II, a fascinating and powerful ruler known for his ambition and his appreciation for science and art. This fortress in Prato was part of his grand design to assert control over northern and central Italy. It is the only example of this specific style of Swabian castle architecture north of Naples. Looking down, we can see its classic form, a perfect square with towers at each corner and in the middle of each wall. Though the interior buildings are long gone, the formidable outer shell remains almost perfectly intact, a testament to the skill of its medieval engineers. From our unique perspective, we can peer directly into the castle's open-air interior. The space that was once filled with barracks and halls is now a vast, empty courtyard. Today, this space has been repurposed. It serves as an outdoor cinema in the summer, a concert venue, and a public space where the people of Prato can gather within its historic walls. The fortress, once a symbol of foreign domination and military might, has been reclaimed by the community. It is a beautiful example of how history can be adapted and given new life, its formidable walls now enclosing culture and entertainment rather than soldiers. We can see how the city has grown up around the castle, its warm terracotta roofs and narrow streets pressing in on all sides. It is a powerful juxtaposition, the rigid, unyielding lines of the military fortress against the organic, flowing lines of the city that embraces it. Our gaze now shifts to a ribbon of blue and silver that winds its way through the landscape. This is the Bisenzio River, the lifeblood of Prato. From high above, it appears as a serene and gentle waterway, its surface reflecting the vast expanse of the Tuscan sky. The river flows down from the Apennine Mountains to the north, skirting the edge of the old city walls before continuing its journey south to meet the larger Arno River. For centuries, its waters have been essential to Prato's very existence, not just for sustenance, but as the engine of its most famous industry. The story of Prato's world-renowned textiles is inseparable from the story of this river. Following its course, we can see how the city has historically oriented itself towards the water. Along its banks, we can spot the remnants of old watermills and fulling factories, the places where the power of the river was harnessed to wash, treat, and dye wool. The river provided the energy to turn the great water wheels and the vast quantities of water needed for the textile processes. While many of these historic industrial buildings have now been converted into modern apartments or cultural centers, their presence along the riverbank serves as a constant reminder of this industrial heritage. The Bisenzio was, and in many ways still is, a working river, a partner in the city's prosperity. Lining the riverbanks are lush corridors of green, parks, Walking paths and lines of poplar and willow trees create a natural sanctuary that cuts right through the urban environment. From our aerial view, these greenways are clearly visible, offering a space for recreation and tranquility. We can see people strolling along the paths, cyclists gliding along the dedicated lanes, and families enjoying the open space. The river provides a vital connection to nature for the city's residents, a place to escape the confines of the narrow streets and enjoy the fresh air. It is a public space that belongs to everyone, a unifying feature that brings the community together. As we drift away from the medieval core, the character of the city begins to change. The dense labyrinth of the old town gives way to more orderly modern districts. The Sea of Terracotta is now interspersed with the flat roofs and clean lines of 20th and 21st century buildings. This is where the new Prato lives and breathes, a testament to its status as a thriving contemporary city. From above, we can see the clear distinction between the ancient heart and the modern limbs of the city. It is a fascinating visual narrative of urban expansion, showing how a city grows and adapts to the needs of new generations, while still holding its historic center in a protective embrace. In this modern landscape, one building in particular stands out. It is the Centro per l'Arte Contemporanea Luigi Pecci, a center for contemporary art. Its striking, futuristic design, with its gleaming metallic antenna-like extension, contrasts dramatically with the traditional architecture of the region. From the air, it looks almost like a spaceship that has landed on the outskirts of the city. This center is a bold statement. It signifies that Prato is not a city content to live only in its past. It is forward-looking, a hub of creativity and innovation that actively engages with the art and ideas of our time, just as it once engaged with the great artists of the Renaissance. This blend of old and new is also reflected in the city's industrial areas. Prato's textile industry is still a dominant force, but the old water-powered mills have been replaced by vast modern factories and workshops on the city's periphery. From our vantage point, we can see these large, functional buildings, the humming heart of Prato's modern economy. This is where the famous made-in-Italy textiles are produced, a continuation of a craft that has defined the city for 8 centuries. The industry has evolved, embracing new technologies and global markets, but the commitment to quality and craftsmanship remains, a thread connecting the medieval artisan to the modern manufacturer. The beauty of Prato, as seen from this height, lies in this very fusion. Our 10 minutes in the sky are drawing to a close. We begin a slow, gentle descent, returning to the world below. But something has changed. The city we are returning to is no longer just a name on a map. Having seen it from this privileged perspective, we have gained a new appreciation for its quiet beauty and its hidden complexities. The view from above has offered us a moment of profound peace, a chance to step away from the noise and haste of the world and simply be present. It is a feeling of tranquility that will linger long after our feet are back on the ground, a memory of floating in the calm Tuscan air. This aerial journey has revealed the soul of Prato in a way that walking its streets never could. We have seen the patterns of its history, the flow of its river, the strength of its fortress, and the faith of its cathedral, all at a single glance. We have witnessed the harmonious blend of the ancient and the modern, and the deep intrinsic connection between the city and the rolling hills that cradle it. This perspective teaches us to see places not as collections of individual sites, but as living, breathing entities with their own unique character and spirit. It encourages a sense of mindfulness, an awareness of the whole beautiful picture. The beauty of a place like Prato is often found in its subtlety. It does not shout for attention with grand, world-famous monuments. Instead, it reveals its charms slowly, to those who take the time to look. Our flight has been a form of looking, a deep and focused observation. It reminds us that there is immense beauty to be found in the overlooked corners of the world, in the cities that lie just off the beaten path. There is a special kind of joy in discovering such a place, in feeling that you have been let in on a wonderful secret. Prato is one of Tuscany's finest secrets, and we have been fortunate enough to see it in all its glory. As the sun sets, casting its final golden rays across the terracotta rooftops, we are left with a lasting impression of peace. The journey has been more than just a visual experience. It has been a moment of reflection. It is a reminder of the beauty that can be found when we change our perspective, when we rise above the everyday and allow ourselves to see the world with a sense of wonder. Prato, seen from the sky, is a symphony of color, history, and life. It is 10 minutes of pure Italian beauty, a gentle reminder of the quiet, enduring grace that exists in the world, waiting to be discovered.